Hello, and welcome to the stream, and thank you to all the recent new subscribers and people liking my videos. Thank you very much. And today is a Russian defense. Actually, it begins after, well, this. And best thing is actually for black to kick the knight, you go back, then they take, and then d4 is played. That is the starting position for today. This is probably the best move. It's number 1 in the database, and main line goes like this. Here, castles, but there's a lot of variations. Now this is it not basically a French exchange position with the knight here, as far as I can tell. So I'm gonna feel out the opening. I'm a little familiar with this. I'm pretty familiar with the French exchange as well. So, question is, do I want to kick this bishop even further? I don't know. Maybe we'll do this for a second. Get castled, bring the rook here. Maybe play c4. I gotta worry about getting this bishop out eventually, but I do want to get castled. Yep. It's an interesting opening, I think. I mean, I don't think I'd add it to my repertoire unless I felt I was really crushing it. I think it can be really useful in blitz, though. Or even bullet, but blitz. Because there's a lot of e4, e5, knight f3, and knight f6 is not what they run into that often, in all honesty. So here I think they maybe need to back up to have a backup pawn, essentially. Yeah, let's bring the rook in. So I got a lot of pressure on this, and I think we can just take it. Now this pin is a bit uncomfortable, but we're hanging in there. We can make some pins of our own. If something like here, we can go boom. But they kind of take, and they're with tempo on the queen. It's all interesting stuff. No. But yeah, I wouldn't sound super duper familiar with these positions. I don't really expect this to be a good move, but I can't take too long to think. I don't really want to trade bishops, but really I'd like to put my bishop here, but it takes a bit of time, doesn't it? And they're just begging for me to trade the bishop. They have some pressure here, but not really. They don't want to take that with their queen, unless they get in here to try to remove the defender. But maybe I fortify this. So they're a little bit behind in their development. Well, I'm pretty similar, I guess, but I have better ideas for this bishop than they do for theirs. Let's just get tempo. I'm not gonna overthink it. I got a minute 25 on the clock. This might even be interesting, potentially. And boom, and then boom. Pawn is hanging. Let's just go here. Let's not overthink. Hello. How are you doing? Are you from India? I was learning Hindi today. I learned, hold on. I learned मैं थोड़ी Hindi समझती हूँ. Is that right? I don't know if you're from India or not. I don't remember, sorry. Most of my viewers lately are from India. Or Nepal. No, I should have just... Oh, no. They're protecting. And we can do a weird pin. It's not a pin. But we can kick the knight and then threaten this. It's fun. It's fun time here today on the UV Wizard channel. Doing great. Good, good. I'm doing well also. I guess I'll fall back a bit there. I've got twice as much time as my... Ah, from Indonesia. Nice. Were you in the last stream? It was just a few hours ago. Nothing protecting my knight. But I think this game is gonna be a W. Let's just move and they lose. Just move and they lose. Yesterday, okay. So. Now I remember you. Now I remember you telling me Indonesia. And I said I wanted to go there, which I do. And I said I've been to a handful of countries in Southeast Asia, but not yet Indonesia. My friend went there, I think, for some reason. My friend wanted to visit jungle in Asia. So he went to Indonesia. I'm sure there's a lot of places you could go. But that's one of them, I'm sure. I imagine, since it's an island and all, I imagine you don't have tigers, right? Jungle sounds sort of interesting, but as long as there's no tigers. So I forgot to analyze the last game, so I don't really know if this makes sense. Beaches in Bali, yeah, I bet. I've heard Bali is nice. It's sort of, there's a lot of Westerners there, right? Sometimes I kind of prefer fewer Westerners. I am a Westerner, but sometimes they're a bit loud sometimes, especially Americans like me. So we have this bishop g4. Doesn't look like a good move. We can just do bishop d3. Continue with our plans. And I think the idea is that they don't want to do this. They should. What about this? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on that I don't really know about. Is this bishop just misplaced? We kind of... Here it's just ignoring the bishop, which is kind of what I did in a previous game. Just sort of ignoring it. But, so white is down a pawn. Do they have compensation for the pawn? Queen d3. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently white is supposed to be good here. Seems a little complicated, as all the serious openings are. Say something in Hindi. Main thodi Hindi samajhti hun. Is that right? I can't play. I'm doing the tournament. Yeah, there's a lot to learn here. Honestly. But probably not h3 so much as... I don't believe h3 is too bad of a move, but... What's the Lee chess database say? Bishop d3 is doing better, apparently. Okay. You know, I think it kind of makes a target that they might want to sacrifice against it. But they usually just move the bishop back, right? Bishop h5. I mean, white is still doing fine, so it doesn't seem to matter, maybe. Maybe it just doesn't really matter very much. So this is supposed to be the best move. Is the dam, is that because I can't play right now? Now, where else do you put the bishop, though? I mean, I guess maybe here, but it seems a little better. Though in some lines, the bishop just gets chased back, and then eventually white castles queenside. But now I don't think that's happening so much. Seems to me. Weird looking fork. Maybe this is why you don't play the bishop there. This doesn't look fun. And we're even in material, but now they have this. Pawn doesn't look like very much fun. Well, I mean, I just take with check, then move back here, something. I don't think this is very secure for their king, though, these pawns here. It's sort of a fake threat. It's not really a threat. They just take. And let's maybe push these pawns. Yeah, somewhere. They're getting rid of the pin anyway. I should maybe get some loot for my king. No, it's drinking whiskey and milk. C4. No surprise by that. The king is very unprotected at this point, and now they just lost their queen. Let's just make, let's play solid here. Let's just, you know, get a little space for the king. Make sure there's no shenanigans. We can take this eventually, but let's get our king safe. And just take this. So I have to admit, this was a little scary. Computer likes black though, which means that the queen is just sort of misplaced. Computer actually likes this kind of stuff that I was doing, though I did it a bit later, but. I might still try to get those kind of positions with in the milk. Matucha in the milk. I might try to get those positions with white also. Not the losing the game positions, but with the queen over there. Put the bishop there. They move back. Now we gotta play the tournament. Sorry. Once I have more subscribers, like maybe 200 or something, maybe I'll do some playing with subscribers kind of live streams, see how that goes. We'll get there. I'm gonna play silly because their rook is doing nothing. My rook's gonna come over here. Is that bad logic? Maybe. Take with check. They missed the threat. And I got this threat. I might want to just do like this or something. Whatever. The rook is protected, so it's okay. Although I don't want to be trading too much. Material says even, but, well. We'll have to see, won't we? Now, if I could just dislodge this knight somehow. Knight comes here. What do we got? Knight will come here. Knight here looks interesting as well. Heaven knows I don't want to trade. I gotta watch back rank. Keep an eye on the back rank. But after this and this, see, my back rank is kind of maybe a problem. Can double check. It's not enough. Probably not enough. How about this move? Using my pieces. Maximizing, I'm squeezing those pieces for value. Every piece is involved in the attack. His pieces are doing dumb things like just chilling on the other side of the board. Now, do we have something? Probably it's premature. Actually, wait. Dang it. We might have something. We can fork. We can fork and win the queen. There might have been a checkmate combination as well. But that was a nice one. That was a good rook sack. Okay, yeah, promote my channel. That, you know, sounds great. Sounds good. Tell everyone how great it is to hang out here with me. Excellent rook sack. Computer's like, you lost 1/10 of a point with that rook sack. Yeah, there's already a mate in 4. Let's check out the mate in 4. Boom. What happens if here? Check. A mate in 1. Beautiful. I wish I had seen that. This is a beautiful checkmate. Dun dun. I haven't really... Like, this is probably a pattern that needs to be remembered. I have never... I mean, it's hard to say I've never seen something. How can I remember everything I've seen? But this guy's hitting these two, and this one is hitting here. And this is... Obviously, I can't move there. Nice little pattern. I gotta remember this pattern. Beautiful pattern. And getting the knights like this, dun, dun, checkmate. Beautiful. Yeah, I had so many threats. And what if they'd moved here? Then we had a mate in 6. Huh. I was thinking here, check. Getting rid of that knight. Take here. Then let me without the computer. I would have thought like this. Well, I was thinking this, and then I win the queen. So isn't that enough? Yeah. That was a pretty one. Very pretty. It's my move, and theory says D5 exclam. Rawr. And this is theory. Now, again, to put the bishop here or not. That's the question. Or do we play this? Can we play this? I don't know. I kind of forget. I think I want to get castled quickly. This looks like a pain. I'll just get cast. Ah, okay. I think they were thinking boom, but then they're like, oh no, my knight is hit. Maybe. What's this knight doing, jumping around all over the place? This knight, by the way, before the game started, had taken, then gone back, and now he's going back here again. And now he's going here. What is this knight doing? Developing my knight. Now, if they trade this knight that has moved, how many times? 5, 6 times? 7 times? Redonkulous. Just redonkulous. Although this blocks in my bishop, but in the future it might be hard to protect that pawn of theirs. We'll see. My bishop can come in here and say hello on this side of the board. Hello to your rook. Just wanted to say hi. Let's just stop this pawn from advancing. Actually, I think rook and then over it looks nicer to me, but too late. Might even just move the queen back. Rook and over, I like. Okay, they're moving very quickly. Whatever. Whatever, salad. This bishop's not really doing much, so maybe they don't want to trade it. We don't have those noises. I gotta change that. I don't want to trade. Thank you. Oh dear, I blundered, or did I? Seems okay. Now we could get... Actually... Where do I want this? want to get the other rook, even. I want my rooks here. Go rar. No, this bishop is going to get attacked. It's not cool. Oh, this is a problem. Here is good. Dang, I'm kind of... It's hard to pay attention to everything that's going on. It's just hard. Ouch. Ouch. And this is going to promote. Everything is screwed. No, this is terrible. What does the computer say about c5? Database doesn't like it. It strikes me as a little weird, but aggressive and whatever, we can play it. Sorry, we need the master's database. We're out of the master's database, we're already out of theory. And yeah, there's a lot of just freaking chaos going on. But I was ahead for a while. And computer says take the queen, silly. Yeah, this is not good. Live and learn. We got Thomas Bomis in the tournament. We've got Pongrowel Diestel. 2100 is at the top of the ranking. I think this is something we get a lot in this opening. Let's get castled. Where did they put their bishop? This is I want to see where the grandmasters are putting the light squared bishop in these games. Can we do c4? Immediately moving. Fine. Good old-fashioned attack in the pawn like a noob. Just boop. And let's line up these rooks maybe, huh? Do we like to line up the rooks? Takes is losing their bishop to that. Good square for my knight. Maybe. Do I dare to put the rook here? Seems risky with when they have two bishops. Bishops are very strong against rooks. And they just harass me. Boom, boom, boom. Just have to move back. Now we're thinking we're in that square with the knight. I can tell they prefer the bishops over the knight. Do I dare give up this pawn? It's gonna fall anyway, isn't it? Is this a move? Is this a move? This is with tempo on the rook. Take with check. They don't like that. They don't like the taking with check thing. They'd rather not exchange their bishop than get a free bishop. What? They want the bishop pair that bad? Alright. Want the bishop pair that bad? You want the bishop pair that bad? Now I gotta move a little faster. Whatever. Whatever sandwich. We'll get in on this square, but they'll move this over and possibly... Oh, no. Same thing. And... No? Sack. Sack, 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 sack. I like to sack. And then attack. And then you're going to get demolished by my pieces. Good timing on the sack, huh? Mental shine. More like mental darkness. Oh, damn. Damn. Alright. Tournament is over. There is another tournament. You know the program by now, right? There are 4 hours of tournament. You know. So this looks like some mainline stuff. We got bishop d3, we got the knight c6. We got the castles, we got the bishop b7. For some reason, I don't fully understand. Bishop g4, whoa. Not doing well for black. Although, this ain't too hot either, let's be honest. And boom, c4. I mean, look, I'm just blasting out theory. Rook e1, also theory. Might transpose anyway. Bishop b4. Playing the main line here. I didn't even know, you know, playing the main line. Bishop b4. Not bishop. Knight b4. Now, rook e1 has been played. 2%, but doing well. Right, because we're giving up the bishop. Big deal. Now, this one, probably not. Yeah. This smelled wrong to me, because... I don't know. Just smelled wrong. Now we have this bishop b5 check. Interesting. Back to b3. Castles. Playing like Anand, baby. Right? Anand versus Kramnik. Anand with the white pieces. Cool. Knight c3. So we look at some of these Anand games later. And Kramnik. Let's check these. This is Anand and Giri. Let's check this out. Play 2 at a time. If it's not blitz, you know, if it's rapid, I might. I do want to play, but you know, the thing is that the concept of the stream is that I'm playing these tournaments. And I really enjoy playing with you, but I think maybe viewers don't hang out as much because they came for this tournament, you know, because it's in the title and the thumbnail, right? So I got to kind of stay true to the title and the thumbnail. For now, anyway. Okay, so Anand with the white pieces, 28-17. Main line is takes. There's also d4, knight c3. Knight c3 can get into the 4 knights game, so you probably don't want to do that. d3 also a move. And this is main line. Knight comes back. Knight takes e4. So we're doing the main line of the Russian defense, as far as I can tell, right? Yep. d4. Sorry, did I say knight takes d4, knight takes e4, and then we play d4, and then should be d5, bishop d3, and bishop e7 was played. So there's 3 moves here. Bishop e7, castles, knight c6, c4, c4, knight b4, and so bishop e2 saves the bishop. Rook e1, ignoring the threat. Takes, c6, c takes, bishop b5 check. Sorry, I keep saying the wrong pieces. Queen b5 check, queen d7, queen b3, castles, knight c3. No, man, we're cool. You know what? I prepared Carol Khan today. Okay, I spent 30 minutes studying Carol Khan, and actually like 30 minutes yesterday too, anticipating that I'm gonna play you. Okay, so that's proof. All right, knight takes. Knight takes c3. Castles, knight c3. Knight takes c3. B takes c3. Rook d8. Bishop a3. Bishop takes a3. All of these are, we got 4 games here. Now let's think about this position a bit maybe. So after b6, b6 I guess is played because they want that square for the bishop. What can we say about this position? Both white and black have kind of similar but sort of reverse pawn structures here, both with weaknesses. White has 2 pawns in the center. Will that be advantageous? Possibly. I think they can get a passed pawn in this file. And, well, I don't know that it matters whether you have a passed pawn here. Or, well, center is a little better, maybe. That's a slight advantage. We've got knight against bishop. In the endgame, there are endgames where the bishop is better, but the bishop is stuck on those squares. Maybe knight is going to be better. Other than that, pretty equal. No, yeah. 3 out of 4 of these games were draws. Let's look at the Anand versus Giri game, because that is what we're looking at, where Anand wins. So we have a few divergences here, but anyway. Queen d8. Rook takes, queen takes, rook. Oh, that's a nice one. White got a pawn here for the messed up pawn structure. I'll take white with the extra pawn for sure. So is this a little bit of a mistake here from Giri? Anish. The main line. Normally rook takes e8, if we want to call it a main line. Computer is saying rook takes e8, I think. Queen takes e8, rook e1. This is somewhat a draw, I guess. Somewhat drawish. Now there's this other move, bishop e2. Castles, blah blah blah. We'll look at this another time, maybe I'll have an opportunity to play that. Now I'd like to play more of these mainline things because, well, actually, I mean, here, there are 3 moves. But this is a mainline, let's say. Bishop e7. It's a mainline. Okay. We'll get back to the tournament. Next tournament. Now we have the increment yay. Cherno, Mordique, I've seen them before. Got a FIDE master, 2 FIDE masters in the tournament. Carlos Torre, no. Carlos Torre is probably dead. Famous Mexican grandmaster, I believe. Famous for some games in a, 1925 tournament in Moscow. That's where the Torre attack comes from, perhaps. Okay. The line was here, I think it was. Well, we can end knight here. And castles and so on. Okay, so instead of c4 and knight b4, they're going for maybe more passive c3. Perhaps more passive. I'm still tempted for this bishop g4, but I honestly do not know if it's good. Bishop is kicked back. They've done the double kickback. That's what I'm calling it. I'm thinking of this move here. Bishop takes g6. We'll open up that rook. Here, take the, okay, they move their queen. I gotta get this rook in the game, I think. He's lonely over there. You know, you gotta listen to your pieces and feel their emotions. Right? This pawn structure is a little dubious, may I say. A little dubious. Weak king, difficult to protect, oh, possibly overextended pawn. That's what I say. Now you have a super, super weak king. I'm gonna put my bishop here. Everything is going wrong for you now, Carlos Torre. Maybe their name is Carlos Torres Gusa. That doesn't sound like a real name. Now those are some hyper-aggressive pawns. Hyper-aggressive. We're gonna play for our pawn majority right here. Boom with check. Pawn majority. We're playing it. This is very silly. Make a passed pawn. Give us a passed pawn. I feel like I'm playing Horde. Can we add some pressure with those passed pawns? I do not know. Threatening to do this with check. Threatening c2 with check. Now, maybe I got myself in trouble. But we can always go over here. And if they take, I don't win the rook. But this is checkmate. Boom! Checkmate! Your king was a joke in the center of the board. Sorry. You made your king into a big... You're not supposed to attack with the king. You're supposed to protect it. Turned your king into a big clown. Unfortunately. It was a fun game. Tabby the cat. They automatically played this. We play main line. Mainline stuff. I think castles is okay. Hopefully. Do I play c4 or do I bring the knight over maybe? Rook e1 is also very reasonable. Castles is played. I think there might... I was going to say a tactic, but this doesn't work because it takes. Now, this pawn, this bishop is hanging. It's not so great. Let's try for this. This is not scary for them. They can defend both pawns, but maybe we have some ideas. So I have a slight lead in development, which they're about to rectify probably with this, and then we'll be... It's roughly even, I think. Get my rooks out. Roughly even game against a strong opponent, so, you know. Now, this is not really a problem. Just take it. Just making moves a little fast because it is blitz. Threatening a pawn. I guess I gave up this pawn. In a way, but I can take their pawn. I don't know. Maybe we'll close this up and then put our rooks on this file maybe. Should maybe make some Luft for my king. Oh my god, no. Blunder City. Welcome to Blunder City. Yeah, I'm not gonna win that. I screwed up. Was I okay up until then? I don't know. It seemed pretty equalish to me. Bishop f5, sort of rare. But we're getting it 371 games at this position. Rook bd2, not so great, I guess. c4 was probably better. I keep calling my knights rooks. I don't know what the deal is with me. Knight bd2. And c4 is probably better. Or rook e1. Rook e1, c4, knight e5. Knight e5 is interesting. Okay, but we transposed into something that is roughly even. This apparently was a terrible move. Yeah. I didn't really realize that. I missed this discovery. That's all. Well, that's all. That's a big deal. So I need to be aware that it exists. Bishop f5. A lot of possible moves there. Hello. How's it going? What language is that? It's not Hindi. I don't think it's Myanmar language. What else? What could that be? I don't know what Malay looks like. Is that Malay? So 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Replay there. This has been played. This has been played. Let's do this. And there's something. The sound is not. I need sound. Okay. Castles. So take here, I take here. Take here, and they have a weak pawn. And they want to do this to fortify. However, I will not give them time to do that. Or will I? I don't know. Maybe I will give them time. This, they lose a bishop pair. So I have the bishop pair. That's good, good, good. Kind of want to move here, and this will be a permanent weakness. Okay, we don't have time for it. Knight comes here, I just do this, and put the pawn here. Let's attack vigorously. It's a little risky. But here we go. They want to place their pawn here. And I don't think it matters, because this pawn here is going to get taken. I think. That's what I think. Back it up, but I can do this. And if here, I would have here, but I'm worried about forks. Takes with check. Ouch. I screwed up. They missed it. Takes with check was good because then they're hitting the queen. So I'm up a pawn. I gotta worry about the rook coming here because it's sort of a double attack, but easily thwarted with the king, protecting both. This move just limits the knight. This is not a problem. Goodbye, rook. Rook, please go away. Ah. It's with check, so that's a problem. I guess we're back to even. Bummer. Okay. Now if here, let's see, splits, so I gotta move kind of quickly. I think we're pushing the pawn up the board. And this rook is not doing a lot to stop my pawn from coming here. Bishop might have to sack itself. They get to do that with check, which is, you know, nice for them, I'll admit. But, okay, true. True. Do I have ideas of pinning? Hard to say. Let's try to be sneaky. Thing is with pinning them, thing is that they attack this piece or pawn, and so that's why I'm protecting it now. Is there something wrong with this move? I think it's... Oh, it's no longer pinning, but... Still. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here. La-di-di, la-di-da. True. But... we have this. We got this now. Was that sitting there in the air for a few moves, maybe? We didn't notice. Okay, and what should we do here? Give up the pawn, I suppose. I gotta worry about their pawn, but I don't have much time to think. Well, worst case scenario, I sack the bishop. And I'm still fine. Pick up some pawns while we are free to do so. Sack the bishop. Light squared pawn is going to get taken, and I'm just crushing. I had something better there. Now the bishop is going to take a while to get over to this. Yeah, this is queening. Whatever, take it, fine. I'll queen my pawn. And resigns. And resigns, because life is too short to play games that are completely lost. Unless you love pain. People, like, take some time for the loss to set in to their brain. You know, like... I don't know. Alright. We've got 2 FIDE Masters up in here. 2 FIDE Masters. I'd love to play against them. The other day, I was crushing somebody rated 2500. Now, I gave it up. I made a stupid blunder in the end. I did. But I was crushing them. I was up, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 points, something like that. Alright. Okay, they're doing this move. So, before we ran into this and we had ideas of getting the queen over here, I kind of forget all the lines. Let's try this. Actually, I think it was queen here. In some way. Or it was here. And then I regretted. Yeah, because you might want to bring your bishop back at some point. But let's warm up with this. Maybe castles. And then... Huh. Possibly this isn't a good move because I get to get Luft with tempo. Is that why it's not a good move? I don't know. Rook E1 looks like a decent move. Now this pawn is hanging if they just move back. Now, these are interesting moves, potentially. Let's go. But this is a problem. Attack the defender. Ah, no. I screwed up. But we do this with check. Ha. Then I can take the knight. Haha. Lucky. Check and take the knight. Maybe this is actually kind of good because this is a good square. That's an interesting tactic. Even if they defend the square, I still have it. Or sorry, not with the rook. With this. But doesn't necessarily do that much. I'm stopping them from castling, and I'm attacking this pawn. I'm stopping them from castling either way. So but if here, you know, I take the pawn, and here it's a fork as well. Yeah. Forking, and we take. Truth hurts. let's just start exchanging pieces, because although I gotta worry about my safety of my knight, but we'll start exchanging everything. Let's get this rook out. Let's get the... Oh. Threatening checkmate as well. Do I dare this? Let's see how this goes. King c7 is played. I'm confused. Should I bring my queen over? We have threats of this because king has to go onto one of these squares. Well, I guess the queen comes over. Otherwise, I would win a rook. Now here, this is not winning because the thing is pinned. Let's do this. Connecting the rook. Now, because the rook is defended, this might be a threat. Although they just exchange everything. The queen is here. And the idea was that the king escapes, but now the rook can come here, which was different from before. Could be a problem. Alright, now I want to start attacking, even if I trade queens, because I'm up four points here. So trading queens is fine and dandy by me. Going into the corner. Is this a move? I don't have time to think. Pre-move this. Probably. Oh. Ouch. Things are hurting. I'm screwed. Ouch. I lose. So what they did was very smart. They kept the tension instead of releasing it, you know? Everybody just wants to release the tension, right? They just can't wait. Wow, look at that ending there. So this was terrible, apparently. And then the computer actually liked this move. But what do they have here? So I was missing. Let's suppose. Oh, you know what? I simply miscounted. I thought that the queen would be left there. Oh yeah, the queen's left there. Here, I thought. Here. See, I miscalculated. I thought I had this. I thought I could escape, but you know, clearly I can't. So I didn't like that. But interesting that this is actually mate in 4. Okay, it wasn't good. And so what should I have done here? I was still winning. Just move the knight back. let's say takes, and then I take the queen. That's it. So, okay, that's kind of something that I would probably miss frequently. That you also break the pin, and now you're hitting the queen. I think that's really important to keep in mind. I definitely wasn't thinking. I think I did consider this move, but I didn't realize that I was breaking the pin. I wasn't thinking about that. Cool. Back to the tournament. Now, these Russian games, I don't think it's the best way to play for black. I don't know. A lot of the main lines kind of become very drawish, so it might be a weapon. But either way, like many openings, it's good for your chess. You get in a lot of positions where you learn things that you wouldn't necessarily learn in other openings. So that's why I'm playing a variety of openings. Every opening has different things to teach us. Different middle game plans, and you learn a lot about chess by learning the theory of the openings. So this is mainline. This is mainline. I've been doing this, but there's probably 3 moves here. This is maybe 3rd most popular, castles, castles. And I think this is the mainline here. So they've done something a little different. But in a lot of these positions, there are a number of different moves that you can make. Try for this. I think they were preparing. Oh, they want to put their bishop there. That's interesting because they're pointing at their own pawn. So I want to solidify. I want this pawn to never move. I want this bishop to be staring at a rock for the rest of the game. So that's why I put this pawn here. You can take. Okay, giving up the bishop. And this is terrible. Oh, okay, they're 14-18. Because this is pinned. They're kind of saving it, but they're going to mess up this kingside pawn structure completely. Because, yeah. So, that's not good. So, let's see here. Exchange the pawns, whatever. Maybe they take with the queen. And to this. So if they go here, I can move here with tempo, but not anymore. Actually defending the queen against shenanigans. I like to put the bishop here. Okay, now they're not really threatening mate, except after takes, they are threatening mate. So I gotta be careful. Now we can do this with tempo on the queen, which is sort of interesting. But I think they just protect their bishop. What about something like this? This also, they just protect their bishop, but it looks a little more complicated, but it's not. You know what I'm going to do here? The idea is but this knight is protecting it, so it doesn't make sense. And this pawn was pinned, so I have had this, not anymore. Taking a bit of time because I'm going to do something really dumb. I'm going to give up a rook. It's incredibly stupid. Yeah, I'm giving up a rook. Because I'm stupid. This was unfortunately forced. I was hoping they wouldn't do that, and I would take back. Well, here, now we might be okay. Let's see what happens. After here, I cannot defend this. Now they're suddenly playing well, you know? They're playing silly. Before. Made me slightly overconfident, let's say. Wow. That's tough. It's real tough. I'm losing. I mean, obviously, but giving up the rook was stupid. But let's see. Let's see from here what I'm supposed to do. Computer says even. Just develop a rook. Yeah. That was much better. And eyeing the square. What I was hoping for was that I would be able to take this. And then take this. That's all. But I realized after here, it's really forced that I take... Oh, I could have gone this way. But it's still good for white. And they had checkmate in one. But neither of us saw it, so... Amateur hour here on the UV Wizard channel. No, but I knew the rook... I knew giving up the rook was terrible. Sometimes I can't resist doing something that I think sounds fun. And I don't know, against a much lower rated opponent, that's kind of a nice thing to do too. Try to go the fun route. So main line is here. Might transpose. If I have time, I'd like to play this. Problem with not playing d5 is you allow this basically uncontested and with ideas up here. Now they play it. And if the knight moves away, I get to go here with tempo on the queen. 1, 2, 1, 2. Feels like there's got to be something I can do. Let's try for this crazy line. Oh, it's bad. Well, here though. Now, different line than I had in my mind. Now we do here. Aha. I should be winning a piece, hopefully. This was way smarter than I was supposed to be. Ah, okay. Touché. With tempo on the queen. However, I take with check, and then I take here, or I take the knight, and I'm up a piece. Oh wait, we're even. Oops. We're even. At least I'm attacking some pawns. That sounds Indian. Indra Panjaitan. So I could take a pawn. Let's take a pawn. I like taking pawns. Ooh, scary. Why they should never allow this. No, I'm threatening checkmate. What do they do to stop it? No, 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 don't allow this. You allowed this. Never allow this. How do you stop it? I don't see how they stop it. I just take the rook. Nope. Well, at least it's not checkmate. That's checkmate. They had to go the other way. Youch. Anyway. So is this bishop f5? It's way down there. 2 games. Computer says doesn't really matter. Probably transpose in most lines. They should play d5. If they play d5, now we're with 246 games. But they play it. No, they play. Yeah, they do play it later after c4. Let's see if we transpose to something. Yeah, we transpose to something that has been played. Now here already, computer doesn't really care about this. Rook e1. Okay. And even after all this shenanigans. The computer, these are all computer lines. And as soon as I put the pawn here, or sorry, the bishop here, I'm like, well, if they go here, I'll probably have to move it back. So maybe here. At first the computer was saying here. Now I don't know what the idea is exactly, but it says a slight advantage for white. And here's, no, it's falling apart. So, but I missed a couple of much better moves apparently. This already, and this again. Just push the pawn forward. So that's another thing that d5 does. It stops my pawn from coming in, because eventually this pawn structure is good. I have a space advantage. So, they played here, which is really a sideline. Lichess, database. Bishop, f5. You notice the stats are pretty good for white. But that's it's not more than normal. Normally, white should be 10% better. And, yeah, bishop d3. c4 has been played 44 times. What does the computer think of c4? It's a viable move. Then d5 should be played to stop this, apparently. But it says +3, so maybe there's a tactic? And I think, like, what happens here? Oh, and I take the bishop. So it's actually a double attack right now. So there's a tactic, winning a piece. So it wins a piece, actually. Interesting. Wait, so these were very natural moves here. So bishop f5, protecting the knight. Bishop d3. I'm gonna start this. This is basically a trap. And boom. Very natural moves. Loses a piece right there. Okay, that's a trap. Good trap. Trappity, trappity, trap. I have to admit, this move did feel dubious, but I didn't understand why, so I'm like, well, I'll do it anyway. And now, position doesn't look too hot. Giving up, accepting that I'm down a queen is perhaps the best way to go here. Sorry, not down a queen, down one pawn and now 2 pawns. And let's see if we have some ideas here other than the pawns. Well, we're about even in development. Could still be some tricks. Well, I take here, or we take here. Trying very hard to trick my opponent, but I don't really think there's anything. I think if they took here, maybe I had something, but don't think I really have anything. Although, I mean, they're giving up castling, but at this point it doesn't matter. I don't think I played this very well. Gotta take. And what next? Down a pawn. They go here with the rook. No, they're looking to threaten this. It's okay, I just go back and protect, but then they come here and they attack this pawn. But then I take here and it doesn't matter and I'm losing because I'm down a pawn. Okay. I guess I win a pawn back. They can easily take this pawn though. I think. Maybe not. I don't know. And aloof, and probably here. If I get back here, I might be able to take something. I take that. I was hoping I'd be able to take something, but I don't think so. I'm just gonna resign. Queen to e2 is something we haven't seen very much, admittedly. I don't think there's going to be any master games with that. Queen e2. It's supposed to be good for black. And only 4 games here. Oh, yeah, this is Lichess database. Only 4 games in this position? It's crazy. What's the computer say? Doesn't like this. This did feel weird. I can't explain why. And okay, putting pressure here. If here, we just go here. Bishop e7 was better. Mainline kind of stuff. Knight bd2, f5. Yeah, the queen doesn't belong here, you see. So we just kind of do a solid setup, and then they just have to move back at some point. I think that's the idea. And there's some more things I wanted to see here, because I think had some opportunities to get the advantage. Shouldn't have taken there. Just castles. So white has a serious advantage here. But they kind of give up a pawn there. Now it's even. Ah, okay. Just go around them and get over there. Start eating pawns. That's my threat. But no. Interesting. Here. That's unexpected. So let's try to get this in an actual game, huh? Let's see if we can get that. The Russian game. Or Russian defense. Here we go. Right away. Okay, so we can go into 4 knights. Which is really equal, so... And now they've made a mistake. Very common mistake. After takes, we fork. And this kind of tactic is not always advantageous, but it depends on the position. Here, this is good for black. Black is ahead. And this doesn't help it either. I've played this line many times. Go here, here. Later we kick the knight away. And this was, yeah, that's just giving up a piece. This was a 4 knights game, but they're kind of trying to, like, there's the Scotch variation of the 4 knights, there's the Spanish game variation. They were trying to play the Italian variation, which doesn't really exist because it's a mistake, with the bishop on c4. All right, so what do we got here? Let's just I'm up a lot in material, threatening here, and I think this is also a threat. Using this pawn to my advantage before it gets taken away from me. Hopefully they take and then takes. Up 4 points now. With a relatively simplified position compared to before. Now we can get this really strong pawn center, which I think is good. Let's just do that. Bring the knight here, maybe. I'll sacrifice a pawn just for exchanging material. Well, nah. Maybe not. Well, got this is interesting now. I think the rook needs to move away. Oh, okay, they have this, but take here. Then we can move here. This should be crushing. They can resign. Maybe they'll rematch us and do a bunch of Russian games. I don't know. It's good sometimes. Now, I always wait. If I beat someone, I wait to see if they rematch. They didn't. That's just kind of etiquette. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Everyone's different. Let's see if we can get that again. Let's go for the Russian game. Well, they have to play it. It's very unlikely. Yeah, so... But I'd like to go Italian. If they play here... A lot of people call this fried liver already. It's very sharp. But... Yeah, I'll call it fried liver. Okay, so normally... knight comes here. Check here. Takes. Bishop moves back. Or queen here. There's a whole line. They've gone for this, which is a little... it's another way you can play. However, I'm not really familiar with it. Kind of out of my preparation, to be honest. I know that it's probably not... It's maybe a slightly dubious move, if we're being honest. I mean, where's this knight going? Here, I guess. And I'll probably castle, move my rook over. I can move this with tempo on this square. Seems like a dubious move to me. Dubious. Very dubious. I'm going to take here first. Ah, they're threatening to take this. Let's take here and then take here. And ideas of queen f3 giving check and hitting here. The king might have to come here, which it does in some lines, but it's, I mean, those lines are terrible for black in my opinion. Wonder what they're gonna do. So take here now. They have maybe ideas here. I don't think it's a problem. Queen can come here. And if they take... Okay, they're taking that way. So right now I'm up 3 points. Possibly... I think I'm probably losing material with this, but I want to see how this plays out. Here. Now they take the bishop, but I can take here. And I have 2 threats, checkmate, and I'm hitting the queen. So I'm very curious to see what happens with this. There. So now we can come here. It's a very complicated... They resigned. Well, I am up 4 points. Yeah, okay. That surprised me, though. And the computer says I'm just up 4 points. That's what the computer says. Okay, so... Up to here is theory, and this I have seen this move before. Let's go to the master's database though. Normally it is knight a5. B5 is also a move, and this is a tricky move. I used to play this, but I forget the theory now. And so they played knight to d4, which is a move, as you can see. This is a move. And I played the correct move, c3, asking the knight, what the heck are you doing on that square? And then the move is b5, it looks like. Knight f5 has been played, but b5 is the main move. And now they're in trouble, and let's see. So I did play a dubious line. So anyway, I want to memorize this theory. So c3, we run into this, probably Here, sorry. Here, I want to just take the knight. So I played this weird... No, I'm still up, though. Let's start this. I'm going to come back. And here I played a dubious move. And I said, when I made this move, I think it's probably wrong, but I want to see what happens. And... they could take the bishop, and it's pretty devastating. Neither of us saw that. So I was missing that. That is terrifying. They can possibly... Well, let's see here. Do they take the... Obviously, I have to move the king here. Taking the rook is probably a little greedy. Let's see here. Still good for black. Wow. Okay, takes with check. I'm taking so many pieces. I can take... What if I take here? But it's still just good for black. It's amazing. Crazy. That is a very crazy line. Anyway, so you don't want to do that. So here, simply take the knight. And continue on from there. Okay. So we're trying to get the Russian game in our games. The Russian game. Russian defense, I should say. So if they play here, we'll have the Russian defense. They're going for the Roy Lopez. We're going again, Italian game style. Italian, yeah, Italian. And, okay, so this one, if it were Roy Lopez, I think this is called the Hungarian. But I think this is just mainline Italian defense. And I'm going to defend the pawn and put my pawns here probably. What's that? So the idea is after takes here. This I didn't expect. I'm surprised. So I'm gonna try to punish this, but I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Now it says we're equal, but I can take this pawn with check. My queen is open. If here, can take here possibly. So I think at this point I think they've screwed up, but I don't know about here if they screwed up. Now it's possible they're trying to go for some kind of Berlin, which is a Roy Lopez. If my bishop were here, that is an idea. Okay, let's just take. And I want to do this and then probably here, but here check. The thing is they can't block here. They can block with the queen. But then maybe I just trade and then take the pawn possibly. Okay. Just take a pawn. Luckily, they don't have this with check and take here because it's protected. So I'd like to get my queen to safety. I'm up 2 pawns. I don't know if this is safe here. Also, I would then be creating this tactic for them. So I'm going to stay close to this rook as long as this tactic is here. I'm going to try to be defending this rook. We can come here with check. And then after that, maybe we can defend with a knight. If I had time, I'd like to get this bishop here, looking down the board at the king. So again, let's move here with check. I don't think I really have time for this, but I might have time for the knight coming here, protecting my rook. So my queen will be free to move around to other places on the board. It might be a bit quicker. Okay. That I'm happy with trading because I'm up material. And I think it's a little quicker just to do this, because this bishop will be staring at a brick wall. Now, the problem with that, this rook, the positioning for the rook gets a little awkward, and these bishops can cause a lot of problems for this rook. But this pawn is hanging. Okay, threatening checkmate here. Let's just stop it. Although now the rook comes here, that's not fun. Didn't do that. They're still now again doing this same threat as before. So let's get the knight out. I'm also stopping the rook from coming in here. I think putting the rook here was a better idea. The knight is defending this, but I need to get this knight out. So I think, I didn't know, if they put the rook here, I was going to be in trouble possibly. And also, now, again, this rook is probably not happy in the middle of the board there. And there's all kinds of ideas. I would be attacking this rook with the bishops, not allowing the rook to escape. And you could do that with so much tempo. Now, I do want to continue to trade material, so I'll try to trade material, because since I'm up by 2 points, any trades favor me. At the end, we would be left with 2 pawns, and I would win. These bishops, again, are really menacing, but I don't think they are aware of how much damage they can do attacking my rooks. And again, I'm wanting to trade, and this will trade because I can attack here. And let's solidify this rook, because again, there's still this tactical thing happening here. So I want to keep my rook protected. Now they only have 1 bishop, and this rook has lots of places to go, so my rook is fine now. And I'm threatening a fork, especially because this is protected. But they're stopping it. Anyway, this is a good position for my bishop. And we'll do this because if takes, we take with check. And again, I mean, they're losing here. We are threatening to fork this as well. Although, no, not really, because they just take. They take. It's a little complicated. I could take here as well. This is okay because my back rank is protected. If this bishop weren't here, I wouldn't be able to do this. And it's game over for my opponent. But, yeah, I'll just trade. I don't care about losing the pawn because I'm just winning in this endgame. Okay. So yes, bishop e7 is actually an uncommon move. Right. These two are more common. This, if they play here, I enjoy this. You can play the Evans Gambit now with b4. Now it's even, but you know, Garry Kasparov says this is a strong and viable opening, and there's actually a lot of complexity here. c3, bishop a5, for example, and you can get a bishop here, preventing them from castling. You can get your queen here, threatening this weak f-pawn, and you're looking at d4 at some point, and there's all kinds of threats. So it's maybe not the most precise way to play, but for our level, I think it's a very sharp way to play. But apparently this bishop e7 move is not so great, which I thought it was okay. But anyway, so we can castle or we can play d4 right away. This is the Hungarian defense. Okay. We played a tournament with this. I have a live stream of a tournament with this, and I think it's just written as Italian game though. And the lines were very sharp after either d4 or if you get castled, you play d4 later. Typically. Not here though. Knight f6 and here d3, I guess. But I think actually d4 is a little better. And things are very sharp after d4. Okay, let's try to get the Russian game again. So we play e4. Okay, they're going for something totally different. And probably they're going for a King's Indian. Yes, this is King's Indian. And I'm playing the Pirts because my pawn is not here. Which means that because I haven't played the pawn here, which would be normal King's Indian, I have saved a tempo. And these are actually, this is actually sometimes just crushing. But I'm never sure whether I should play here. Let's just get castled. I can put the knight back here. So yeah, this is a Pirts defense, sometimes called perk defense. And we should, well, still a game of chess, but this is a very nasty way to play against the King's Indian setup. I'm always kind of not sure about what to do with these two pieces. And they haven't castled yet. So let's just play some development moves with these and get my rooks connected. And then if they place the knight here, then we have this takes and all that. And so they're really, you know, they're kind of behind in development. They're kind of cramped in their positioning. Possibly I have this, but I think they go here. Kind of slowing things down for me. But that might be okay. But I think this way is a little, possibly a little better. Here probably they should play to slow things down. And I've got ideas. I have to sacrifice a piece if I want to go here. So I'm going to opt for getting my knight here. It's a great square for the knight. They can take. Let's open this way. Get my rooks here. There's a trick here because I can do this with tempo. So they got to stop it. Okay, time comes. I want to sack a piece now. Put my queen here. Infiltrate. I got tempo on the bishop. I've got ideas of here. I've got ideas of here and this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I blundered. They are pinning the queen. And it's over. Okay. But this was a good game for learning stuff. And I often, yeah, I don't know sometimes. So we're out of theory. We'll have to see what the computer says. Castles was okay. The computer doesn't like this so much. I'm doing pretty well. Until, never seen this kind of thing in this position and or in these kinds of positions. Here, okay, because takes, we take with the knight. Good little pattern to remember. I was maybe trying a little hard with this, but I missed a tactic. So some people like to get their king here. Might be better. All right, we learned a lesson with that, and I have to go to the restroom. I'm going to stop the stream, take a 15-minute break, and come back with the next stream. So leave a like and hang out for the next stream.